Hello, everyone. I'm here to offer you a briefing on the next phase of the learning, which is the peer practice. Well, we have two learning objectives. The first one is to practice demonstrating the markers, and the second one is to deepen your understanding on the markers. During the competency lab, we spend a lot of time understanding about the marker. And during this stage of time, students' understanding about the marker is still very raw. And as such, we believe that this peer practice will allow students to get a sense of what they actually learned during the competency lab. Now, please do not confuse the peer practice with the next phase of the learning, which is the supervised practical coaching session, in which you will receive an objective feedback on how you need to demonstrate or receive specific instruction on how you need to understand about the marker. During the peer practice, we simply want you to practice what you thought you have learned during the competency lab. Well, this is also a very interesting phase of learning, and that is to figure out what is it that is not clear to you. Okay, so through the practice itself, as after the practice has completed, you can take a look at the coaching conversation and talk around it, as in what you think you have understood about the marker, and you making an effort to demonstrate it with your friend who is an observer might think otherwise. So that is what we meant by a dialogue session, in which we all come together, take a look, discuss, and sort it out. Well, we have also arranged for the student support, who is basically a graduate who have completed the learning, to be part of the group, so that they can help to moderate the discussion and also to make the learning a little bit easier for you. Now that they have completed it, they will be able to share with you a perspective that is much more easy for you to understand. Okay, so during the peer practice, based on our experience, you will experience some degree of confusion and unclear about the concept. Well, this is normal and this is natural, because the demonstration of a understanding takes time to acquire. So what I will encourage you to do is, if there are certain markers that you are struggling to understand, or during the group discussion the group doesn't seem to come to a cohesive agreement or understanding around it, don't worry. All you need to do is take note of what markers is confusing, and what about that markers is confusing. Have a notebook and note down all this, so that later on, when we go to the supervised practical sessions, through the guidance and guidance of the supervisors, hopefully those understanding will gradually emerge. Okay, now that we understood what is the learning objective, I would like to highlight some important pointers that will allow you to enjoy this peer practice. Based on our experience, most students enjoy the peer practice because it allows them to bond together as a group. And that's the most precious time, because you get to hear your friend personal story. Okay, so my advice to you is, number one, make effort to attend the peer practice. Well, we do understand that some of you might have work commitments and family commitments. Well, but we have created this peer practice to span over 5 weeks. So I'm sure that your group will make an effort to meet at least once or twice every week. So please make effort to attend as many sessions as possible. It takes everyone to make it work. Okay, now in the event if you are not able to attend the scheduled peer practice, I think it will make a lot of difference by just sending to your friend to let them know in advance that something last minute has come out and you're not able to join. Okay, so please make effort to attend the peer practice. You will find very beneficial. Once per week is minimum recommendation over the span of the next 4 or 5 weeks. Number two, when you're offering your feedback, be constructive and offer it in a respectful manner by saying that this is how you see the case study, or this is what you are thinking about as you're looking at this. There is no right or no wrong. Make it as an offering that this is your perspective, and invite your friend to comment whether they agreed or disagreed. If they disagreed, ask them, what makes you think so? Share with me. How do you see it differently? What we want is to adopt a learner mindset when we come together in these dialogue sessions to talk about what we actually can make sense of the marker. And lastly, which is the most important one, is be creative, take initiative to make it happen. When it is more than 2 to 3 people, it is always a challenge, but I'm sure you guys can make it work. Okay, so when you see things is not happening in the way that it should be, well, I encourage you, take the initiative, step in and take the lead and make it happen, to say, hey guys, this is not working, may I propose that we do this and that. Okay, so now that you understand the big picture, and we do not want it to be so rigid, as in this is what we should be do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It really spoils and compromise that creative source that we are talking about. Okay, so be creative, take initiative to take the most out of these 5 weeks of peer practice. And after that, we are very excited to meet you again during the supervised practical coaching session. And meantime, do appreciate all the student support who has graciously offered their time to come in to join your group. So with that, thank you so very much.